Welcome back in the second lecture. In this lecture, the title of the lecture is Extensions generated by finite number of algebraic elements are finite. You already know that we have proved it that finite extensions are algebraic, and later on we would prove that algebraic extensions need not be finite. But there is a partial converse which is true, and that is that extensions generated by finite number of algebraic elements, they are finite. So even though algebraic extensions are not finite, but those algebraic extensions which are generated by finite number of algebraic elements, those extensions which are generated by finite number of algebraic elements, those are going to be finite. This is what we are going to discuss in this lecture. So first let me give the definition. So an extension field K of F, an extension K of F is said to be finitely generated, is said to be finitely generated if there are elements alpha 1, alpha 2, so on, alpha k in K such that K is generated by these elements over F. So K is F alpha 1, alpha 2, so on, alpha k. And we see that these type of extensions, finitely generated extensions, can be obtained recursively by a series of simple extensions. How? The following lemma is very crucial to justify this. So lemma is the extension F alpha beta, so extension generated by two elements over F, is what? Is the extension generated by beta over F alpha. Okay, so it is nothing but the extension generated by beta over the simple extension F alpha. So the extension generated by two elements can be obtained from a simple extension generated by beta, and the simple extension is F alpha. Okay, or you can say that the field generated over F by alpha and beta is the field generated by beta over the field F alpha generated by alpha. Now proof is straightforward. So F alpha beta contains both F and alpha, contains both F and alpha. So it must contain the field, so must contain F alpha, the field F alpha. Okay, and since this F alpha beta also contains beta, now since F alpha beta also contains beta, and this is the smallest field containing beta. Okay, so must contain this one, so must contain F alpha of beta. So we have this inclusion, so this means we have one-sided inclusion, that F alpha of beta is contained in F alpha beta. Now reverse inclusion. Now since for the reverse inclusion, see, since F alpha of beta contains the fields the field F alpha and beta, and this is the smallest field containing alpha, beta and F. So by minimality of this, we have used minimality in the above cases also. By minimality of this F alpha beta, we must have that F alpha beta is contained in F alpha of beta. Okay, so we have the equality. So F alpha beta is F alpha of beta. Now you can extend this to any finite number of algebraic elements, as you can see in this lemma. So the extension of this lemma is the next lemma. Now suppose I have, if this field K is finitely generated, K equals F alpha 1, alpha 2, so on, alpha K, then this K is recursively obtained by a series of simple extensions. That is, so F, let F be F0, F0 contained in F1, F1 contained in F2, contained in so on, contained in Fk, which is K, where these Fi's, they are simple extensions. So where Fi plus 1 is Fi of alpha I plus 1 for I running from 0 to K minus 1, for I running from 0, 1 up to K minus 1. So we shall recursively apply this lemma to get the proof of this lemma. It is straightforward, but just let us see. So proof. Now let F0 is F, F1 is F alpha, or you can say F0 alpha, F2 is say F alpha 1, F alpha 1. So F2 is say F alpha 1, alpha 2, F3 is say F alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, and continuing in this way and so on. You can say that Fk minus 1 is F of alpha 1, alpha 2, so on, alpha k minus 1, and finally Fk is F alpha 1, alpha 2, so on, alpha k, which is actually also k. Now clearly you have this situation that F is contained in F1, contained in F2, contained in so on, contained in Fk, which is k. But these are also simple extensions, as you can see. Simple extensions of this form, that Fi plus 1 is Fi alpha I plus 1 for I running from 0 to K minus 1. How? Now, so f1 is clearly simple because f1 is nothing but f0 alpha or f alpha. So it is clearly simple. Now see f2. F2 is what? It is f0 alpha 1 alpha 2. But by previous lemma, it is nothing but f0 of alpha 1 of alpha 2 of alpha 2. And this is f0 alpha 1 is our f1. So this is actually f1 alpha 2. So f2 is, so this means f2 is f1 alpha 2. Similarly, f3 is what? It is actually f0 alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3. But by previous lemma, it is nothing but f0 alpha 1 alpha 2 of alpha 3. But this is f2, so this means this is f2 alpha 3. Now continuing in this way, at last you would get that fk is fk minus 1 alpha k. Okay, so thus you have that fi plus 1 is fi alpha I plus 1 for I running from 0 up to k minus 1. So fields generated by finite number of elements are actually can be obtained in a finite number of steps by simple extensions. Okay, so a series of simple extensions can lead us to a finitely generated field. Okay, now the lemma that I which justifies the title of this lecture, that is fields generated by finite number of algebraic elements are actually finite. See this lemma. So let k be a finitely generated extension. So k is f alpha 1 alpha 2 so on alpha k, where alpha 1 alpha 2 so on alpha k, they are members of k. So and also algebraic over f, and also algebraic over the field f of degree say degree of alpha 1 is n1, degree of alpha 2 is n2, so on alpha k is of degree nk respectively. Then the lemma says that the degree of extension of k over f is less than or equal to the product of these n1, n2, so on nk. So must be finite. So field generated by a finite number of, so thus an extension generated by a finite number of algebraic elements must be finite. Okay, now see the proof. Actually, it is straightforward by previous lemma. So by previous lemma, we have this situation that f is contained in f1. Sorry, f is f0, which is contained in f1, contained in f2, so on, contained in fk, which is k, and where you have fi plus 1 is fi alpha I plus 1, I running from 0 to k minus 1. Now these alpha i's, each of these alpha I plus 1, they are algebraic over f. Now each of alpha I plus 1 for I running from 0 to k minus 1 is algebraic over f, is algebraic over f of degree ni plus 1. This is our assumption. So therefore each alpha I plus 1 is algebraic over fi plus 1 of degree at most ni plus 1. So algebraic over fi plus 1 of degree at most ni plus 1, of degree at most. Why? Because of one of the previous results. Because the minimal polynomial for alpha I plus 1 over fi plus 1 divides the minimal polynomial of alpha I plus 1 over f. So our fi plus 1 is degree may be smaller than its degree over f, and the degrees are same if and only if the minimal polynomial for alpha I plus 1 over f remains irreducible over fi. Okay. So this means, therefore I can summarize this, that the degree of extension of fi plus 1 over fi is less than or equal to ni plus 1, and it is exactly fi plus 1 over fi is exactly ni plus 1 if and only if the minimal polynomial for alpha I plus 1 over f remains irreducible over fi, remains irreducible over fi. Okay. Now by multiplicativity of extension degrees from the previous theorem, what we get that the degree of extension of k over f is nothing but degree of extension of fk over fk minus 1 multiplied by the degree of fk minus 1 over fk minus 2, and so on. At last we have that f1 over f0. Now see here, degree of extension of f1 over f0, it is less than or equal to n1. because alpha is algebraic over f1 of degree at most n1, so it is less than or equal to n1. Similarly, the previous degree would be less than or equal to n2, and so on. At last, this would be less than or equal to nk. So this means what? This means this extension is finite. So the extension k of f is finite as claimed. So the field generated by finite number of algebraic elements is a finite extension. Okay, so now we can have a description of such fields. So we can have description of such fields. So for simplicity, I will just describe it for two elements. So a description of now we want to know that how do these extensions look like. So a description of this field f alpha 1 alpha 2 so on alpha k. So I would do it for two elements. The same can be extended to a finite number of elements. Okay, so I would describe this f alpha beta. Now by one of the previous lemmas, what is f alpha beta? F alpha beta is f alpha of beta. So let degree of extension of f alpha of beta over f alpha, say it is d. Okay, that is beta is algebraic over f alpha of degree d. That is beta is, because beta is algebraic over f, so it must be algebraic over f alpha. Beta is algebraic over f alpha of degree d. So this means what? This means 1 beta so on beta raised to power d minus 1 is a basis for f alpha beta over f alpha by applying one of the previous results. So therefore f alpha comma beta, which is actually f alpha of beta, now it looks like this: b0 plus b1 beta plus 1 plus b d minus 1 beta power d minus 1, such that b0 b1 so on b d minus 1, they are now in f alpha. They belong to f of alpha. Okay, now let degree of extension of f alpha over f, say it is n, then 1 alpha so on alpha raised to power n minus 1 is a basis of this f alpha over f. So therefore f alpha would be then a0 plus a1 alpha plus so on plus an minus 1 alpha raised to power n minus 1, such that ai is where I running from 0 to n minus 1, they are in f. Now see here, these bi's, b0, b1, bd minus 1, they are elements of f alpha, so therefore must be elements of this form. Okay, so thus bi is nothing but a0i plus a1i alpha plus so on plus an minus 1 I alpha raised to power n minus 1 for I running from 0 to d minus 1. Okay, and these ai's, so these aij's, they are actually in f. Now substituting the values of these bi's from here to this, what we get? We get a description of the elements of f alpha beta in terms of coefficients or scalars from f, and that description is also a description in terms of bases. So what we get here is that now substituting these values of bi's, so your f alpha beta would now become, it would consist of summation elements of this form, summation I running from 0 to n minus 1, j running from 0 to d minus 1, aij alpha raised to power I, beta raised to power j, such that these aij, they are in f. Okay, and you must also note that now what is then degree of extension of f alpha beta over f? This is actually degree of extension of f alpha beta over f alpha multiplied by the degree f alpha over f. Okay, so these dn elements, so this degree is what? This we have assumed d, this we have assumed n, so therefore the whole degree is dn. And these dn elements alpha I beta j, so dn elements alpha I beta j are in fact bases of f alpha beta over f, or bases of from the theorem that extension degrees are multiplicative. You get that these are bases of f alpha beta over f. So a description of field generated by two algebraic elements is this one. So we would actually just see it with the help of some examples. Now consider this extension. Consider the extension q 6th root of 2 comma 2 of q. Okay, our claim is that this extension q 6th root of 2 square root of 2, so generated by square root of 2 and 6th root of 2 over q is nothing but the simple extension q 6th root of 2. Why? see here, we know that this square root of 2 is nothing but the cube of sixth root of 2. Okay, so this means this square root of 2 belongs to cube of sixth root of 2. Okay, so this means this field q root 2, so this means this q sixth root 2 of this square root 2 is contained in q sixth root of 2, because this is the smallest extension of q containing this field and square root 2. Okay, so therefore this is contained in there. On the other hand, this q sixth root of 2 is the smallest extension of q containing q and sixth root of 2. So this means this q sixth root of 2 is contained in q sixth root of 2 of square root of 2. So therefore you have the equality. So q sixth root of 2 is same as q sixth root of 2 of square root of 2, which is nothing but q of sixth root of 2 square root of 2. Okay, now next example. Now consider this example. Consider this extension q square root 2 square root 3. So the field generated by square root 3 square root 2 over q, generated by square root 2 square root 2 square root 3 over q. Okay, now suppose I want to calculate the degree of extension of this over q. Okay, so I want to know that what is degree of extension of q root 2 q root 3 over q. So what is this? And there are many things also we would know while finding out this degree. Now we know that this cube root of 3 is of degree 2 over q, because its minimal polynomial over q is x square minus 3. Okay, so this means what? Degree of extension of q square root 2 square root 3 over this q of square root 2, which is also saying that degree of extension of q root 2 of root 3 over q root 2 is at most 2. Okay, because this cube root 2 is algebraic over q of degree 2. So our any extension field q root 2 of q, it is at most 2, and it is exactly 2 if this polynomial is irreducible over q root 2. And exactly 2 if x square minus 3 is irreducible over q root 2, because its minimal polynomial over q root 2, this minimal polynomial of this our q root 2 divides this polynomial. So if this polynomial is irreducible, then it would be exactly the same polynomial, our q root 2 also. Now this is a polynomial of degree 2. Okay, so it is reducible over q root 2 if it has a root in this field. So a polynomial of degree 2, it is reducible if it has a root in q root 2. Okay, or in other words you can say that square root of 3 belongs to q root 2, then it would be reducible. But square root 3 cannot belong to q root 2, because if it belongs to q root 2, then square root 3 is of the form a plus b square root 2, where a and b, they are rationals. So squaring both sides, you get that 3 equals a square plus 2b square plus 2ab square root 2. Okay, now if ab is non-zero, now such an equation is possible only by choosing suitable ai's and by choosing suitable a and b. But you would see that no choice of a and b would satisfy this equation. For example, if ab is non-zero, for example, then you would get from this equation that square root of 2 is 3 minus a square plus 2b square by 2ab. Now this right hand side is a rational number, so it implies square root 2 is rational, so not possible. Again, if b is 0 here, if b is 0, then if b is 0, then you would get that a equal to square root 3. Again, not possible because a is rational, this one is irrational. And if a is 0, you get that square root 3 is b square root 2. It actually implies that b equals square root 6. Again, not possible because this is irrational and this is rational. So therefore this is not possible. Such an equation is not possible. So this means what? So this means actually that square root 3 does not belong to q root 2. Our assumption is true. So this polynomial has no root in this field q root 2. So therefore this polynomial is irreducible over q root 2. So this means x square minus 3 is irreducible over q root 2. So therefore this means the degree of extension of this is exactly 2. So this means degree of extension of q root 2 root 3 over q root 2 is exactly 2, and this is also the minimal polynomial of square root 3 over this field q root 2. Okay, now you can easily find the degree, the required degree. Okay, because we know that degree of extension of q root 2 root 3 over q is what? By multiplicative of the extension degrees, it is q root 2 root 3 over q root 2 multiplied by q root 2 over q. Now this is 2, this is we have just seen 2, so the whole is 4. So therefore this is 4. Okay. And from the description of elements of f alpha beta, we know that the elements of f alpha beta, they are of the form, they are of actually they are of, and we have described these in the previous discussion. So what was that? That was actually yes, here. So we would see here, we know that f alpha beta has description of this form: aij alpha I beta j. Okay, where aij they are in f, and this alpha I beta j, they are the basis of f alpha beta over f. Now see here, applying this description to this particular case, now we know that 1 square root 2 is a basis of q root 2 over q, and from the just concluded discussion, 1 square root 3 is a basis of this q root 2 root 3 over q root 2. Okay, so if this is alpha I and these are beta j, so let alpha is equal to square root 2, beta is equal to square root 3. Okay, so then, so this is what this would be alpha raised to power 0, alpha raised to power 0 would be 1, alpha raised to power 1 would be square root 2, beta raised to power 0 is 1, beta raised to power 1 is square root 3. So the basis for this is then what? Alpha I beta j. This would be the basis of q root 2 root 3 over q, where I is 0 and 1, j is also 0 and 1. So just a simple calculation gives that 1 square root 2 square root 3 and square root 6 is a basis for q root 2 root 3 over q. So therefore a simple description of this q root 2 root 3 over q is simply this one: a plus b root 2 plus c root 3 plus d root 6, such that a, b, c, d, they are in q. So we will see you in the next lecture. Okay.